Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi zidni ilma. Assalamu alaikum viewers. Today we are going to talk about another interesting topic that is the series of another topic that was reading skill. Today we are going to talk about brainstorming. Now, what is brainstorming? Do you have any idea of brainstorming? Yes, brainstorming is for collecting your ideas, for sharing your ideas. It's a process of generating new ideas. That is a very simple process in which you are going to generate new ideas, and new ideas are developed in this way. The proper definition of brainstorming is a creative process for generating ideas that encourages quantity over quality and discourages criticism and evaluation. A key ingredient for success is allowing ideas to build on each other. Now, this is the process in which decision making, it is like a decision making skill. It's a skill in which decisions are made. So, brainstorming helps in making different decisions. And it is now based on not on the quality but on the quantity. Number of ideas are generated by brainstorming. It is a situation when a group of people meet to generate, they discuss, they talk, and they give out various ideas to solve any problem. Now, how was brainstorming started? What is the history of brainstorming? It was in fact in 1941, Alex Osborne, he was advertising executive, when he used the term to think up. To think up means to generate. To think up means to generate ideas. He said that as he wanted to generate new ideas, new thoughts for his advertising agency, so he put some rules. Number one, first rule was no criticism of idea. There should not be any criticism of any idea can be given. Second was go for large quantity of ideas. The number of ideas should be generated. There should not be only one or two idea, but should be number of ideas. Similarly, number three, build on other ideas. If one person is giving one idea, the other is giving another idea, so a third idea can be generated from these two ideas. And the fourth one was encourage wild and exaggerated ideas. He said that crazy ideas should be encouraged because sometimes crazy ideas are the best solution to any problem. So he said that quantity, this quantity produce quality. This was the way in which quantity produces quality. So generally, he said that silly ideas spark off very useful ideas because they challenge the way the people thought. So this was the thought of that Alex Osborne in 1941, which used this term brainstorming. Now, as we move on with this technique, there are several techniques used in this brainstorming. What are those techniques? First of all is free writing. What is free writing? Free writing is a way of writing down your thoughts. Any thought come to your mind and you are going to write it down in your own way. This can be in a way like you are going to give some time to your writing, that in 5 minutes or in 10 minutes I am going to write on this idea, on this topic, on this thought. Then after that, when you have written it, then you go again, you read it, and you find out all those errors in it. You highlight the important points of your writing. You collect those important points, you arrange them in a proper sequence, and in this ways different ideas are generated. This is the first technique of brainstorming. Another technique is listing or bulleting. Listing or bulleting is the second technique. What is in this listing or bulleting? You are going to enlist your ideas. Whatever idea come to the mind or whatever ideas are put by the people, these ideas are enlisted. First of all, these ideas are collected, then they are enlisted, or some bullets are used for this idea, and they are put in a proper sequence. So this is also the technique for idea generation. And third is three perspective technique. Three perspective technique involve first description. The idea is described. The whatever the problem is, whatever the thought is, whatever you are going to say, it is described in detail. Then after that, you are going to trace. The trace means you are going to write about some history of it, and then after that it is map. You are going to map it to give it a proper sequence. Another technique is cubing. Cubing is in a hexagonal shape. In it there are the 6 points. First is that is reservation. Then the idea is that there is cooperation. These are cooperated with one another. Then they are associated. Then they are analyzed, and then they are applied, and we are going at the end. There is argument on all these points. So in 6 points, these ideas are put in a proper sequence. They are analyzed, assessed, analyzed, and at the end arguments are given on that. Then the other methods of other techniques of brainstorming are similes and clustering or mapping like mind mapping. You can watch a detailed video on my mind mapping in my other video. So all these techniques are related to brainstorming. So in this way, brainstorming is very much useful. It is used since the old time. Now what are the types of brainstorming? There are 3 or 4 types of brainstorming. One is structured brainstorming, other is unstructured, and third one is the silent brainstorming, and similarly at the end there is mixed brainstorming. What is in structured brainstorming? In structured brainstorming, we have a group of 5 to 6 or 10 to 15 people. They are sitting in a room. They are given some idea, some topic, and they are asked to give their point of view on that topic. Now each person gives his own thoughts. Each person gives his own point of view. All of these points are written on a piece of paper or on a board, and at the end there is then mutual discussion on these points, and important and related ideas are taken from it. This is structured brainstorming. Now in this brainstorming, there are 2 other people. One is facilitator and other is recorder. The facilitator is to facilitate them. He is going to ask them. They are given the task again and again. And the recorder, he is going to record all their point of view on a piece of paper or on a whiteboard. So in this structured way, ideas are generated, and in this way the problems are solved. Next is unstructured brainstorming. What is unstructured brainstorming? In unstructured brainstorming, there is freedom for every person to speak up their words. They are given the choice. They can express themselves. They can share their ideas independently. There is no limit to them. This is also very much helpful because ideas are generated in this type of brainstorming, and these ideas are then shared, and then after that they are analyzed, and they are judged, and then they are categorized, and at the end the important points are taken from these all shared ideas. This is unstructured brain. It is although on one part it is useful that number of or various ideas are generated, but there is some problem in it, and that is that sometimes some people they feel shy, or they feel reluctant to express themselves, and they feel that in the presence of the other people, if they think as if their ideas are not right, or they are not maybe they are wrong in their saying, so they remain silent. So this should be discouraged. The facilitator should encourage these people to talk, and they should also express their point of view. Then third type of brainstorming is silent brainstorming. What is there in silent brainstorming? Ideas are written silently on paper. No one is going to share before writing. They just write down their point of view on a piece of paper. Then these points of view are shared after some time. Later on, they are collected and the ideas are grouped and they are categorized and then analyzed and solution is found. In this sort of type of brainstorming, no ideas are generated from the ideas. Like in structured and unstructured brainstorming, new ideas are generated from the ideas. One idea gave generation to the other idea. But in this silent brainstorming, there is no generation of new ideas. So this is a little bit this pros and con in each and everything. But let's go to another. Another is the last one is mixed. In mixed sort of brainstorming, these techniques can be mixed. Like first there can be silent brainstorming and then there can be unstructured brainstorming. Similarly, there can be structured brainstorming and then there can be unstructured brainstorming. So these types of brainstorming can be utilized to generate different ideas, and these ideas can be used for solving the difficult problems. So I think that this idea of brainstorming is very much clear to everyone, and this will be helpful in solving your problems. Thank you. Like and subscribe my channel.